I love using live plants for Christmas. It just really brings that sense of Christmas and that sense of life. Using poinsettias is beautiful. It's a traditional Christmas plant, absolutely gorgeous. I mean, look at that. It's a poinsettia tree, for crying out loud. It's very cool.
Hidden among the trees just south of the Magic Kingdom, hundreds of full-time horticulturists work to maintain millions of flowers and trees for all 43 square miles of the Walt Disney World Resort. But during the holidays, the horticulture team really ramps it up with stunning Christmas displays on a massive scale.
Well, we start for the holiday seasons in July. We start putting our ivy skirts together for our baskets. We start making our plans.
And we're talking serious plans. By the time you walk through the gates in December, the pros here will have decorated 4,000 acres of finished landscaping.
I think that the Christmas trees that we put out in our different vignettes, along with the topiaries, even though it's probably going to be 83 and sunny and low humidity, I think it helps bring a feeling on our guests that it's holiday time.
And every holiday season, on top of the thousands of trees, acres of decorations, and miles of sparkling ribbons, Disney brings their characters to life in the form of vibrant holiday topiaries. 200 to be exact. Experts take over 20 varieties of live plants, flowers, mosses, and lichens, and carefully put them into a massive custom welded frame. That takes a green thumb and an artist's touch.
Realize, even though this is a plant, it's still a Disney character, and it has to match the integrity standards that we have for our characters.
And then there are the poinsettias. That's right, these are poinsettias.
We get over 100,000 poinsettias in, well over, every single year. The majority of those actually go into the ground as bedding plants in our different theme parks and resorts. But a large share of them come to the nursery. We'll use them for flower towers, hanging baskets, and poinsettia balls, which of course also go all over property.
And sometimes even Disney underestimates how many they'll need. And when that happens, they head up the road to a local poinsettia producer.
We actually produce poinsettias here about 50 weeks out of the year. There are times of the year where we can have several 100,000 poinsettias here at any one time.
A poinsettia bound for the Walt Disney World Resort begins its journey just as the previous holiday season is coming to a close. They begin as unrooted cuttings shipped from growers in Central America. But don't let the color fool you. These plants will eventually turn red. So forget about pink or white. Disney has learned over the years that the red ones are what guests want to see. It's on their arrival when Disney adds that magic touch. A little imagination and some wizardry transform hundreds of poinsettias into brilliantly festive trees.
This is the start of probably our most unusual product for Christmas, which is our poinsettia balls. We start out with a regular sphagnum basket. We will actually poke holes all through this basket around the side on 2 layers. Take a 4-inch poinsettia and somehow or another feed it through here. You do the whole side and it's just solid red. And then we start basically stacking them up here. So we may use 30 or 40 poinsettias to do this one basket.
People see poinsettias and they get the holiday feel. It's like being up north and seeing snow.
They don't really want it to be 17 degrees, but they want to feel like it's a holiday season. I think it gets guests in that holiday spirit, in that holiday mode, with beautiful weather too.
All right, so there is a national debate going on, and it's really serious. We're taking a poll, actually. Poinsettia or poinsettia?
I say poinsettia.
Really?
I learned in school poinsettia. Down here we say poinsettia. Poinsettia.
Poinsettia.
Right.
I love that. All right.
Yep.
All right. So tell me what you do.
I take care of the grounds here at the Magic Kingdom.
Okay.
So flowers, trees, shrubs, grass, that's what we do.
Got your hands in it, don't you?
Everywhere.
And right now it's poinsettia time.
It's poinsettia time. Here at the Magic Kingdom we have about 25,000 poinsettias that we plant around the park to get ready for Christmas.
That's crazy.
So, yeah.
How long does it take you?
It's usually over 2 nights. We have a crew of probably about 30 people who are just planting all over the place.
Okay, so hold on. 25,000 poinsettias. I'm being nice.
Thank you.
In 2 days with only 30 people.
Yep.
That blows my mind. That really does. That's a lot.
We deal with flowers in the tens of thousands, so we're pretty snappy at it.
Insane.
Yeah.
So there's a definite system.
Yes. We kind of break up the park in the beds into sections, so
Okay.
we know we can get done in a day because it has to be ready by park opening the next morning.
Of course.
Right. We are show ready every day, no matter what.
So you would never leave this half undone?
Never, ever, ever.
That would be bad, wouldn't it?
We want people not to even think that there are gardeners here. This garden just magically happens.
The magic elves come in at night, which is what's happening here,
Right.
and everything looks amazing.
We just work around all this craziness and trucks and high reaches in everywhere
It's pretty
and
impressive.
tuck ourselves in.
It's crazy. Well, you guys did a great job.
Thank you.
There is about 1 million people here, and how does everybody know what they're doing? It's kind of crazy.
Every night we have a list
Is this
of
the list?
all the things that we need to accomplish in one night.
Oh, and, oh my gosh! Look at this list. Lots of things. So everyone knows exactly what's happening.
They do.
Do you know what's happening?
I do.
Do you know? So how do you divide it? I mean, explain this thing to me, because this looks really confusing.
Well, we have teams. So we'll have 2 teams, and we'll have working foremen, and they will give everybody their assignments for the night. They know where they're going, taking the decor out, pulling it off, laying it out, taking the carts back. We have forklift drivers. We have high-reach operators, and everybody has a designated job.
So it's not just about Christmas. It's about taking the current stuff down, putting that away. Does that go back into the Christmas warehouse?
All the carts and everything that we use to transport the decor out here all goes back. So we're turning those trailers over every night, loading up for the next things to happen throughout the schedule.
Up next, get ready for some incredible edibles, Disney style. This is one of how many?
Over 10,000.
See their version of a gingerbread house. And later, what to do if your light display is too big for your neighborhood.
So we called him up and asked him if he'd like to bring his display to Disney's Hollywood studio.
I'll show you how this partnership really works. Disney has established itself as a major player when it comes to larger-than-life gingerbread creations, like these. All right, Christine, show me how it's done. I'm ready to learn.
Okay, what I'm going to show you today is just, we're going to back these shingles. These are shingles that we use on the roof of our gingerbread house that's in the lobby.
Big roof, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So what we're going to do is put chocolate on the back of this so that it applies even better. And, of course, it tastes better.
All right, show me how it's done.
I need you to just take this ladle.
Am I doing this?
And yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
all right.
Okay, so you're going to grab that with your left hand.
Wearing white
And
sneakers.
we're going to grab that with your right hand, and you just cradle it on top of there, and then you're going to pour it onto this paper.
Any specific way?
Kind of spread it out along the paper. So we're just going to take those and push them into the chocolate.
I need to have them spaced decently apart, right? So you
Yeah,
can cut
just
around.
enough for the skewer to fit through. See that chocolate's
It's already starting
to
to harden.
harden
Yeah, I
out
noticed that it
because
was
this marble's very cold. And you're just going to take the skewer and outline, and this is what separates it from the rest of the chocolate. And we just use a skewer so that it doesn't scratch the tabletop. So once this is set up, then we're just going to separate that from the chocolate.
It looks tasty.
See that?
Wow, that's perfect. This is one of how many?
Over 10,000.
That's insane. In true Disney fashion, they do everything really big. Let's face it, the holiday season without food is like Disney without kids. And nothing screams Christmas cuisine louder than gingerbread, except for maybe gingerbread decorated with children. And that's exactly what the newest display at Disney is all about. Children as seen through the eyes of the late Disney Imagineer, Mary Blair.
Mary Blair is important to the company in that she was one of the artists and colorists that Walt used on films. He really appreciated the style and found a lot of outlets for her style. Small World Attraction was one of those.
4.5 decades later, projects are still planned this way. Even the edible ones, like the spanky new gingerbread piece at the Contemporary Resort. You recognize the style? It's themed after the largest mural Mary Blair ever designed from way back in 1971. 18,000 glorious hand-painted tiles depict Native American children loving life. and you can bet the gingerbread tree is just as grand.
So the gingerbread piece this year is a 17-foot Christmas tree, which is 6 feet wide at the base. It's made of a series of layers of shingles that are produced by the bakery group.
The total of the shingles that we'll be using will be 1,100 pieces of it.
And that isn't even the biggest baked good on property. For that, you have to skip on over to the Grand Floridian, where every year they haul out the cranes to create a life-size gingerbread house.
The gingerbread house we're building every year, it's themed to a Victorian style, which our hotel is, and we're building actually the house in the lobby, so it's really becomes really an attraction to our guests. They come here, they sit sometimes for hours watching us and asking questions and those things, you know.
This sugary structure stands 16 feet high, 17 feet wide, and uses 60 sheets of plywood. And inside, there's 80 square feet of retail space to sell. What else? Fresh baked gingerbread. You dieters might want to press mute here. The classic Austrian recipe used for making 10,000 shingles calls for 1,050 pounds of honey, 600 pounds of powdered sugar, 800 pounds of flour, 180 pounds of apricot glaze, 140 pints of egg white, and 35 pounds of spices.
Well, we start in June already because we make a real gingerbread with honey and flour. So the honey dough has to be made months ahead of time so it can rest. So it is a better quality, so it's not shrinking, it stays exactly the way you cut it.
A few more gingerbread displays to keep an eye out for. In the lobby of Disney's Beach Club Resort, there's a life-size carousel complete with chocolate and fondant ponies. A holiday gazebo can be found at the Boardwalk Resort, and at the Yacht Club, a miniature holiday village with a train. Probably the only thing miniature you'll find at Walt Disney World.
Those shingles that you saw me making, the Grand Floridian sold 9,000 of them. That is a whole lot of gingerbread.
A lot of your traditions here in America started in Germany. Did you know this?
Epcot hosts an international festival of holiday traditions throughout December in World Showcase.
Christmas in Norway is my favorite time of the year.
All of the 11 countries' exhibits are adorned with traditional holiday decor, and several include themed storytellers.
Well, gather around, everyone. It's time for storytelling right here in Canada.
Up next, I get to flip the switch on the most massive light display you've ever seen.
3, 2, 1.
These have got to be the coolest lights I've ever seen in my life. They're so fun, and they're so bizarre and big. I remember using the originals, like the real small ones, on our old Christmas tree back when I was growing up, but now you guys have blown them up. Where are these going?
These are on Minnie's house. We call them C50s.
Of course they are. They're glittery, they're pink, they're fantastic. Of course Minnie would have. Right? That's awesome. How many lights do you guys have, like in all of the parks and resorts? I mean, it's got to be millions, right?
Yes, millions.
Do you have any idea? Do you count?
Well, the countries themselves have over 5,000.
That's insane. How about the craziest area for lights? I mean, the most concentrated.
I would have to say that is Spectacle of Dancing Lights.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
You haven't seen it at all?
I hear it's insane. I haven't seen it.
I can't tell you about it because you have to see it. Awesome. You can't even describe it.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
It's the middle of the night on the streets of America in Disney's Hollywood Studios. These workers are preparing to install what has become one of Disney's most popular holiday attractions.
We were looking for kind of our signature event for the studio for the holiday season, and we actually heard about a businessman in Little Rock, Arkansas, who had put up 3.5 million lights on his house.
Jennings Osborne rigged the dazzling display for his daughter Breezy. However, the display proved to be a little too elaborate for his neighborhood.
The Supreme Court of Arkansas had ruled that he had to turn it off. It could no longer be a display.
But as the story made national news, a light bulb went on at Disney's Hollywood Studios.
So we called him up and asked him if he'd like to bring his display to Disney's Hollywood Studios. And as he likes to say, and I like to say, it was the fairy tale ending to his story, because he loved it and we love it, and it's been a great partnership ever since 1995.
Since moving here, the Osborne spectacle of dancing lights has expanded, becoming even more brilliant.
There are approximately 5 million lights in the display. We kept adding and adding and adding, so we're over 5 million lights. We really don't know quite how many we have.
It now takes 30 people, more than 20,000 man and woman hours to set up.
I need you to go up and work on the window up there on the balcony.
It really is the crew that really makes this really, really special.
We haven't put the spirit candle up in the window yet,
Right.
but that's a prop, so we haven't put the props installed yet.
As you can see, just by looking at these lights, the detail that they take. They wrap the lights around all the different architectural, outlines of the buildings, the windows, the door frames, the molding.
This dedicated crew works overnights from August to November, hanging and wrapping lights. Along the way, hooking up more than 35 miles of extension cords.
The one great thing about the display this year, this is our first year that we are 100% LED. And we're very happy about that because obviously when the display was all incandescent, the consumption of power was extreme. And now I'm happy to say that we've cut our power consumption usage for the display by over half.
This is where I program all the lights from, and I'm getting ready to turn on the street, just test everything and make sure everything's working right now, and then start programming and working on the songs that we do. So right now I'm just going to bring everything up, have everything on this fader right here. And now we can just take a look around the street, and all the guys go test all the circuits and make sure if any circuits are out. We have a lot of rain and water out here that affects things sometimes, but they're really quick to fix it so that the show doesn't go down.
Wow, now that's what I call a light show. Talk about your Americana Christmas light display.
And I always want to give tremendous credit to the crew because they're the ones that really go through the extra mile in the detail and the creativity to make it truly spectacular. And Jennings Osborne, every year when he comes out and he walks the street, he just can't help but be overwhelmed by it all. He still can't believe that it's still going strong and that millions of people come out and see it every year. It's a holiday experience. We have it snowing. We have great Christmas music going. The lights dance. They're choreographed to 5 great Christmas songs. And it can't help but put you into the spirit of the season.
And guess what? I'm the lucky one who gets to turn it on for the first time this year.
You guys got to help me count down from 3, okay? You guys ready? Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Don't go anywhere. Our grand holiday finale is coming up.
It is in the middle of the night, and there's some serious action going on here at the Magic Kingdom. We have dancers dancing behind us. We have plants being ripped out, new ones being put in, and Christmas decorations going up everywhere. And in just a few short hours, this place will be transformed into Disney Christmas magic.
From the designs and coordination that started months ago, the miles of ribbon, the millions of lights, the semi-trucks of trees and topiaries, and the heart and soul of hundreds, if not thousands of cast members all converge at this gateway to the holidays.
Just ensuring that everyone's successful, that's the main goal, because it's about entertainment, what we do. So if we're all working together, everyone's successful. So then our guests are happy.
For 1 second, the park is quiet, and then it happens. The trees roll in, the garland and the armatures and an army of decorators. By foot, trucks, lifts, dollies, and even cranes. Suddenly, Main Street, USA goes from a beautiful fall day to a holiday showpiece, with garland and wreaths hanging from above and splashes of holiday cheer everywhere. What were once beds of flowers and ornamentals are suddenly transformed into a collage of giant wooden soldiers, candy canes, and poinsettias in the ground and crafted into massive 7-foot trees to welcome visitors to the Magic Kingdom. Guests take pictures with a holiday backdrop of a garland-covered Main Street station. Over in Disney's Epcot, tomorrow's visitors will be greeted by a giant 60-foot holiday tree without the slightest hint of what went on all night behind the scenes. The whimsy of street corners in Disney's Hollywood studios suddenly explode into a massive and mesmerizing display of Osborne holiday lights, all reflected in looks of wonder.
I love the connection that we have to the feeling that this was part of the Americana display of Christmas, and we try to keep it alive every single year here. And it's a great place to come celebrate.
And in the Magic Kingdom, with the wave of a magical wand, the Cinderella Castle transforms into a stellar explosion of wonder and lights.
Here's the major icon of the park. We can't do anything on it that isn't going to be classic and wonderful and elegant and magical.
And just like that, you're enveloped in the magic of the holidays, Disney style.
Hope you enjoyed going behind the magic. I know I did.